If you've been an active viewer or listener in the TFT community for some time, you might notice that blemish in your favorite YouTuber's description. It usually starts with some form of gratitude, followed by someone's Tumblrina name, and just as obnoxious URL. I mean, who names themselves Tobias? The long shat-on culture of art patronage really yields a negative light on it all. That puts the fear of ascended beings into everybody's soul. What I'm saying is that, we need a friggin' union, art people have a bad rep. Let's begin with a more familiar analogy. Say you're a YouTuber who makes their living from ad revenue, yes? Each video made can be seen as an equivalent of creative visual art. YouTubers as video makers earn their green from the bigger guys. We have the power to not play ads on our videos. That's guaranteed lost real estate. I mean, revenue for both sides. See, the bigger guys like Coke and Blizzard are the ones who need the exposure. They have everything else covered. Video makers are guaranteed revenue so far as they behave and can bring in viewers that like them enough to watch past the ads, but for most, that's still lottery chance. What about the fella in the description? Are they part of the guaranteed deadlock? The quick answer is hell no. Can they earn ad revenue for the work? Ha! So if they have no guarantees and can't earn ad revenue, aren't these screwed and underappreciated? Oh honey, welcome to the Commission Underground. So it's your first time in Commissionville, and you can make a pretty picture. How do you not get your digital artwork stolen, but still live to see your name and info in the byline? Step 1. Grab that big stick over there. Make your art portfolio hub thing. Step 2. Gather your pretty pictures and let's make a portfolio. That can be a Tumblr page, a serious one, a bootleg website thing, an Imgur album. Why do people always question how I pronounce that? Any place that acts as a neat hub for people that also doesn't give away that you're technically automating them. If you're great with a graphite stick, you'll have no trouble making your hub pretty. If you're like me who poses assets and maybe has some graphic design insight, you've got some work to do. Think of your portfolio page as that little house on the hill you slowly upgrade to that mechanized castle fortress loaded with your traps art. People are gonna remember that, and that Thunder Dragon over there, your loving commissioner turned friends, who just vaporized the last guy who defamed you, stole your art. Your friends are really your power on this one. I'm serious. After your commie killer castle, or condo, seems like it does the job, it's time to get that stick I told you to grab and get to making some friends. Make good connections with people. I'm not kidding about the friends part. Pretty much every guy I do stuff for lately are recurring requesters. Since my hobby of source filmmaker posters appeals more to the graphic design field, I find most of my requests are for video thumbnails. A couple of my SFM buddies give it a go doing item promos in the workshop. Some take it to the next level and make banners and wallpapers. I found myself doing promo banners featured on RTF2 for big events like the Insomnia series. The farthest so far is full-blown portrait-style posters for such events, which I haven't done yet. I don't know if I'm good enough for that. But Tobias, how exactly are you so wired? Give us the bare bones. Okay, hold up. Here I am in general internet forum. Me start making posters. They look like this. People laugh when I make price. I say, fuck it, and make them for myself. I'm a YouTuber now. I make SFM YouTuber friends. Friend refer me to Big Kangaroo Man. I now work for Kangaroo Man. I learn additional crap from fellow Kangaroo Man employees. I establish my Twitter game. Very important. I post my stuff. Other TF2 personalities like my memes. Some send me the request. I figure out my own commission sheet. That's much later. More requests. I keep posting my memes. More requests. Requesters become recurring to this day. I have now established mutual reputational blackmail. If one side falters, the other yells to the internet. Payment and your work is guaranteed for fear of social obliteration. That's the trick, folks. I'm not saying leech off the big guys, but the good ones value their social standing, and you'll know by word of mouth and of course personal experience with them. I've been given a great honor to work for many creative personalities so far, and that especially includes Muselk. You can tell the team and I have some great moments, with the banter highlights shared on Twitter. I'm almost certain nobody in the SFM community ever had a work environment as great as that. Now, the team runs the TeamSource Discord of roughly 300 people. That environment is worth the 2 a.m. at spam just to see the reactions from the other guys. It was glorious. If we're being truly honest here, I caught the luckiest possible break because of connections retro that has caused me to have a bit of a sheltered view of what the commission scene is really like for everyone else, as I've been working for solely the known faces of the community. Most don't get that opportunity, and I would not blame anybody for that certain resentment against me. In short, it's more about who you know rather than the skill, which I kinda lack. Why are healthy connections important? The concept of maintaining connections goes quite a long way, especially in a smaller community like ours where the next guy will probably know the next guy. For example, I signed up for Criticast's MVM Entourage a couple of years ago, and now I sometimes am involved with promotional projects for them. For example, that latest SFM contest to encourage people to make promos for the TF2 competitive event back in Copenhagen, Denmark, which was roughly like a month or two ago. Another was a request for weapon icons for the Highlander scene, which was debuted at the exact same event. My initial participation with them introduced me to a staff member part of the Hugs.tf charity stream. It turned out that same guy was the head of Essentials.tf, Hi Wolf, and also gave me the opportunity to do the I-61 promo last year. Back in January of last year, the Team Source team, that's the thumbnail team for Muselk, and I made some noise with our debut. Originally intended for our own commission purposes, this self-project of ours continued on to that public SFM Discord you see today. Later, our TF2 update styled graphics attracted the attention of TF Crew. You'll find traces of us on Teamwork.tf's credit page as well, for the quick play thumbnails on the site. From one bridge may come another. There's always a saying, never to burn your bridges. The reason for that, although cliche, it still varies truth. You may not have much in common with the map maker or website builder, but either one of them could know an event manager looking for someone to commission promotional art to attract attention for their specific event. Always try to keep things on good terms. It really helps in the long run, whether you think so or not. Knowing what requesters want. I mean, yeah, you may make some sick portraits of your own Sonic OC, but the average person won't have a use for that, aside from the general visual appeal. Great. Now what? The solution: find out what people commonly ask for. In many cases, that would be YouTube thumbnails of TF2 characters and beyond. That's for me. Sometimes that deviates to wallpapers and stuff. The purpose of this is to find a way to market your talent. In the social media scene, lots of people request a profile picture or banner that is way more preferred to be drawn. Some need mini animations for various Twitch notifications on Twitch. Some need people with graphic design abilities to create buttons to fit a continuous theme, like mine here. Pricing your shit. Are you kidding? That is a topic for a video of its own. A quick summary. Stick your art in a hopefully nice looking portfolio, use your social media and make friends, figure out how your pieces can fulfill a need. Show your stuff fulfilling a need by mentioning it on social media. Make a price sheet for reference. Pray people make a request. And that's the lottery, folks. And that just about concludes my highly opinionated video. As for more videos, you can expect one on A, the darker side of the community, or B, pricing your stuff. Let me know which one you would like me to work on first. In the meantime, I'll be streaming Batman: The Enemy Within, which we've already completed Season 1 some time ago, and we'll continue with the aforementioned sequel at a further date. Thank you. This is Tobias, and I'll catch you guys later. It's time for the usual question of the video. Why are you still here?
Please go home. Now. I've got things to do. Go home.